When you buy a house, what do you think you own? The bricks, the land, the actual physical thing, right? But what if I told you the most important part of your home is something you can't even touch? Today, we're going to dig into what you really own when you own property.
All right, let's jump right in. Section 1. What do you really own?
I mean, think about it. You can touch the walls, you can walk on the grass, but what you legally own, that's a whole different story. It turns out it's not the physical stuff that matters most. It's actually a set of powerful, invisible ideas.
Okay, so here's the first big distinction we've got to make. We all use the term real estate, and that's totally fine. It refers to the physical stuff, the land and the buildings. But in the eyes of the law, what you actually own is something called real property. And what's the difference? Real property is the physical stuff plus a powerful, legally recognized bundle of rights. It's a subtle but crucial concept. You don't just own the bricks, you own the right to do things with them.
So that brings us to Section 2, your bundle of rights. This idea is really the heart of it all. It's what separates just, being somewhere from legally owning it. So let's open up this bundle and see what's actually inside. This bundle is made up of 5 fundamental rights, and each one gives you a different kind of power over your property. Let's just quickly run through them.
First up, the right to possess. This one's the foundation. It simply means you are the legal owner, and this is your space to occupy. Pretty straightforward.
Then you've got the right to control. This is your authority to use and manage the property. You want to paint the walls neon green? Build a treehouse? As long as you're not breaking the law, you're in charge. The right to enjoy is all about your peace and quiet. It means you can use your property for your own pleasure, without unreasonable interference from the outside world. Now, the right to exclude, this is a big one. This is your power to say who can and cannot set foot on your property. It's the legal muscle behind your front door, your fence, and every no trespassing sign. And finally, there's the right to dispose of. This right allows you to transfer that entire bundle of rights to someone else. You can sell it, give it away, or leave it to someone in your will. It's yours to get rid of, basically. Okay, so moving into Section 3, making your ownership official. You've got this invisible bundle of rights. That's great. But how do you prove it belongs to you? And how does society keep track of it all? The answer is something called land registration. This is the official system, usually run by the government, that creates a public record of property rights. It's the master list that definitively answers the question, who owns what? And here's a brilliant real-world example of this in action. In Nepal, the process of updating the government registry is called namasari. The word literally means name transfer. It perfectly describes what's happening. When property changes hands, this is the formal process that makes your ownership official in everyone's eyes. Now for Section 4, systems of registration. Of course, not every country handles this in the exact same way. Over the centuries, different systems have developed to track all these rights. You can kind of see how they evolved to become more secure. The oldest system, private conveyancing, is basically just a messy pile of private documents with no state backup. A step up from that is deeds registration, which is like a public library of documents. It's better, but the state still doesn't guarantee the records are correct. The modern solution is title registration, where the state doesn't just store the records, it verifies them and issues a single guaranteed title. The key difference is that big yes in the final column. That state guarantee changes everything. And that brings us to Section 5, the gold standard system. That guaranteed system, often called the Torrens system, is the gold standard for a reason. It provides a kind of security the other systems just can't match. So how does it work? Well, it's built on 3 really powerful principles. First, the mirror principle. The idea is that the official record is a perfect mirror, reflecting the reality of who owns what. No surprises. Second, the curtain principle. This means you don't have to investigate 100 years of complicated history. A curtain is drawn on the past, and only the current title matters. And finally, the insurance principle. The state guarantees the title is correct, and if they make a mistake, they compensate you for it. This provides incredible peace of mind. So, moving on to our last section, Section 6, why land records matter. Now, I know some of this might seem a little bureaucratic, maybe a bit dry, but having a trustworthy system for recording who owns what is absolutely fundamental to our entire society. Think about it. A reliable system gives you certainty. That certainty allows you to use your property as collateral for a mortgage. It gives courts a clear basis to solve arguments. It helps the government assess taxes fairly. And when you put all that together, you get the stability you need for real economic development.
It's the invisible foundation of so much of our modern world.
This quote really sums it all up. These systems are the official machinery that turns the abstract idea of property rights into a formal, regulated, and transferable reality for all of us.
So the next time you look at your home, remember you own so much more than just the bricks and land. You own a bundle of rights guaranteed by a complex system you might never even see. And that brings us to a final question. How much do you trust the system that guarantees your single biggest asset? It's definitely something worth thinking about.